An inmate convicted of murder nearly 2 decades ago is asking for medical release with possibly just months to live.
Lawyers say James Havens is dying and the Department of Corrections is violating the law by not allowing him a compassionate release. Fox 25's Rob Hagan at OU Health with more on the case. Rob, what can you share with us?
Adam, Wendy, James Havens is convicted of killing his wife, but his lawyers say the other victims in this case are you, the Oklahoma taxpayers having to pay his medical bills. Convicted murderer 73-year-old James Havens is dying. He was convicted of killing his second wife and the family dog in 2007 in Beaver County. He's serving life in prison with the possibility of parole. Now he's at OU Medical. His daughters and his lawyers are fighting for his compassionate release.
It's been determined that he will likely never walk again.
His lawyers, Aaron Easton and Christopher Garinger, say Havens has terminal cancer and necrosis of the hips. Doctors gave him 9 months to live. Nearly a year and a couple of news stories later, Havens beat the odds. They say he qualifies for medical parole.
This victim would want him to die in prison. Why should he be released?
So I think what's important is we're not asking the Oklahoma taxpayer, the Oklahoma citizen, to have sympathy for James Havens. What we're asking Oklahoma citizens to do is to understand that their legislators put a statute in place to prevent them from spending inordinate amounts of money on end-of-life care for inmates who have medical issues. And so as we sit here today, the state of Oklahoma, through taxes to their citizens, have paid over $1 million in medical care for this one individual.
Easton and Garinger say Havens' daughters have offered to take him to California and take on the financial burden of his costly treatment.
He can't care for himself, he can't wipe himself, he can't walk, and he's not getting better. He just hasn't, fortunately, passed away.
The chief medical officer checked the parole box, so did the warden, but not the chief of operations, the chief of staff, or the DOC director. Havens' lawyers say what was supposed to be a 3-step process turned into 8.
So you're saying they're breaking the law, plain and simple?
Plain and simple.
Since the law went into effect in November 2021, the number of inmates placed on medical parole have dropped. According to this data from the parole board, 30 were granted parole before 2021, and from 2021 to 2024, it was 6. The stricken inmates were either discharged or died before being granted or denied parole.
What we would say to Director Ferris is to just look at the case.
Now, Easton and Garinger say they filed an appeal with the Oklahoma State Supreme Court due to Cleveland County failing to evaluate Havens. I've reached out to the DOC for comment and for an interview with the victim's family to find out what they want. I've not heard back. Live at OU Medical, Rob Hagan, Fox 25 News.